Okay, am I live? I am live. I am live. Okay, so let's see. Doing another stream test here. Let's see. Market open. Market open looks as ugly as you would expect. Yeah, market open looks. Let's start from the bottom here. So this is what I like to do. Market open. I like to wake up and see what's going on. What am I looking at? Where are we right now? What's happening with Bitcoin? What's happening with Nvidia? Is there a disconnect between the two, or are they both moving in the same direction? We have a lot of catalysts this week, so a lot of data coming out, Fed data coming out. So that's going to be what's going to decide what direction we go in. I don't expect much of anything other than the same. So that's what I'm thinking. But yeah, Bitcoin finding support right at that purple line. Look at that. It's just so perfect. Touched it here 3 times, gave you three different times, gave you that opportunity to buy the dip. So yeah, every time it comes down here, it's nothing more than a buy opportunity. Yearly time frame trends to the upside. So it's just a matter of buying and sitting on the position. Sitting on the position is the hardest part. Me and Joey Shaw talked about this on the podcast we're making. The hardest part is it's the waiting part. And a lot of people get upset that, oh my God, I have to wait. I have to wait? Why do I have to wait? And the waiting is the easy part. You're just sitting there waiting. And you make money. It takes time, but you make money doing nothing. You literally just sit on the position. So it's like, why do people complain about sitting there making money? Sure, you're not making it right now. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Look at Serve Robotics. I have not talked about Serve Robotics in a while. Serve Robotics finding support right at that purple line. It's just going sideways here at that purple line. Soundhound. Man, I don't know if that's a bear flag or if that's going to find support here and then break out higher. I don't know. I have no idea. KSCP, this is like, I think this is the best opportunity right now. Nobody wants it right now. Look at this. It's also kind of sad that we're just going sideways for a whole since July 30 up until September 2nd. We've been going sideways. This isn't just night scope. You could see that on Bitcoin as well. It's just sideways action. We came down, but like a whole lot of nothing. Even night scope. Let me see. There's another one that was on my radar. Where's Nvidia? Did Nvidia finally break down? No. Buyers are showing up here at support where it's expected for them to show up. In fact, we've been inside this range since July 15, which is pretty nasty. It's pretty terrible. July 15. What is this? August? No, it's September 2nd. The worst price action ever. I on Q in the same trading range since May 22nd. What's QQQ doing? I think QQQ, yeah, it's just following Nvidia, or Nvidia's following QQQ. It doesn't even matter. Pretty much the same story. Hey, BBAI finding support at the 200. NVTS support at the bottom of the range. Buyers showing up for Netflix. I heard people were going to sell it off because... Who was it? Because Netflix contributed to California's redistricting? Yeah, redistricting or something? I don't know if that's true or not. We'll see. If it drops, it's nothing more than opportunity at that point. Because that's just silly. Data C doesn't move much. These penny stocks that I was looking at. Nick should come back down to the bottom of the range. Rich Tech Robotics pumping right now, finding support at 280. Huh. If it can hold above 3, that'd be bullish. Maybe we go higher. Let's see. Etha finding support there. Again, it doesn't mean much of anything because of everything that's coming this month. And if you guys recall, August tends to be kind of, it's a red month, and September is just kind of eh. But then end of year, once we start heating up in October, then November, December, I don't know, don't ask me why, but that's just how it is. Everything just starts heating up towards the end of the year. So I think this, at least for my Discord, this month and August are probably like the quote unquote, they're the worst in terms of money making, but then we make the big bucks once everything starts running towards the end of the year. Because we're just using the months of August and September for positioning. I just woke up, by the way, if I sound kind of off. I literally just woke up and I'm like, you know what, I might as well stream the me looking at the open, see what's going on. Wait, what screen am I looking at right now? I'm trying to find the data. I saw a bit of data that was interesting. But yeah, September tends to be weak for QQQ. Look at Riot stock, by the way. It wants to break out and go back to 15 plus. You know what? It wouldn't surprise me, because I know a lot of people are going to watch this video later on. It would not surprise me at all if Riot stock catches up to Mara stock's price, because Mara stock is what, 16? Again, it's just consolidating. The day we break out, we're gonna make money. But I would not be surprised if Riot catches up to Mara in terms of share price. That they have been at the same share price before, like way back then. I think it hit here a low of, let's see, yeah, back in December 2022, it hit a low of 325. Mara in December of 2022 hit a low of, wait, no, back here, never mind. Yeah, hit a low of 311. So they were around the same share price, around $3 back then, believe it or not. So it could absolutely happen. Again, big periods of consolidation. We're going to eventually move higher. Etha, I've heard so much about Ethereum. I'm almost tempted to buy. Almost. But I really want to see, like I said, I want to see what we need to see, and I'm showing you this. What I'm showing you is it's just a bunch of stocks in a range, or a bunch of stocks that have not been able, this is the most important thing to pay attention to, a lot of stocks have not been able to break out higher to new highs. And that's the most important thing. I want to see that happen before I decide to, buy my calls. Because I have not bought any calls. I'm not going to alert calls because we're just not going anywhere. Like, what are you going to do? Buy calls and sit on it for nothing? Just let the theta, let time eat away at the call? That's silly. And I know someone who was it? Was it Joey Shaw? Joey Shaw, in the Discord, he bought a ton of calls. He bought a ton of calls on Ethereum. So I do wonder if he's holding a bag right now, quote unquote, a bag on those calls. But I would rather wait and see if we can break out. Because if we break out across the markets, we're going to see right at 15 plus. We're going to see Ethereum, anything Ethereum related, go to new highs. MSTR, we're going to see it back above the purple line. Everything's just going to skyrocket. See, Iran wants 30 plus? Really? Has somebody downgraded Iran to hold rating? They must be short on it. Wow, look at that. Price target reached to $33. I may have underestimated this one, but I'm not going to chase there. I'm going to buy, Mara. That's just the better opportunity. Yeah, that's about it. Like, so this is, I know, what's his face? I know Trucker Jeff is very upset right now. Like, oh man. Because Trucker Jeff, he wants to get out of driving trucks and he just wants to retire, right? He's 57. You know, he's kind of doesn't have much life ahead of him. So he's a little behind in the sense that he didn't start when he was 20, 25, 30. He's starting at, double that age. So, he's willing to put in, well, he has a lot more money, right? He's Gen X. Truckers get paid 100K plus, which I didn't know. I did not know that. I should have gone into truckering back then. But, yeah. He always talks about running people over almost. He's almost always killing someone because people drive very stupid on the road. But anyways, TSSI, I think, again, there's a lot of shorts in this. I think this is opportunity. It looks ugly, but this is just how it's always been. It looks ugly like this when it's just going down or when it's going sideways. MP Materials finding support right now at 68. AIMD, I would not buy that unless it comes back to the bottom of the range here, which it might not. It might just pull an APLD and just break out back to, $5 plus. So when you look at the overall structure of the market, you see that we're just not going anywhere, and that's okay. That's fine. It's better than constantly going down. Like color, you can see the pattern on color, just keeps going down. Hood, I think I was talking to Joey Shaw about this. I think Hood is a buy here. 100 is just a big psychological level. 100 and under, it's a buy. We saw this happen with NVIDIA. Do you guys remember NVIDIA when it hit? What was it? It dropped because of the DeepSeek. Everyone got scared. Oh no, China's gonna beat NVIDIA. Everyone got scared. They sold off, and NVIDIA went under 100. And guess where it is right now? It went to like what, 170s, 180. It moved over 100%. So I think Hood right here is a buy. If you're watching this, Trucker Jeff, I highly recommend buying Hood. Like, this is a buy right here at 100 and under. Stop trying to time the bottom. With some of these, you're just not going to see it come down to the 200. Some of them, it's going to be a while. It can take months, if not a whole year and a half, before you see it come down to the purple line. So by the time it comes down to the purple line, you still will end up buying it like 100, 120. Because the purple line is going to rise as the price rises. So I would say just accumulate it at under 100, around 100. I've seen this with NVIDIA. If you guys remember that, when it went under 100, look at where it went now. Same thing with Palantir. Palantir went to 120, and then it dropped to like 60s, and then it's hit a high of what, 180? So stocks like these, you just buy them. You just buy them and just got to sit on the position. That's it. Is APLD coming down? Weibo finding support right now at 13.19. Where's AMD? I don't have AMD, I think. No, I don't have AMD on my charts. Yeah, so Hood, I give it a buy. I give it like a strong buy. Cibwa, I give it a strong buy as well. Like, those are such good opportunities because nobody wants them right now. What was it, AMD? Yeah, I'm going to stop streaming at exactly 9 o'clock. I just wanted to do a test stream and look at the markets, give my thoughts on it. Might as well. AMD just following semiconductors. Like, it looks exactly like NVIDIA and like MAGS. I think MAGS is finding support at the same. Yeah, everything's just following one another. Very interesting that Iran here it's trying to go to 30 plus. Let me see, isn't that a top? Yeah, if it can break 30, oh boy, if it can break 30. That wouldn't be, for breakout traders, that would not be a bad trade if it can break 30. Because this is volatile enough where it can break 30 and go to like 35. Like, that can happen. You can see here it opened at 20. It opened at 25.55 and it can move like $3 up and down. These Bitcoin miners, they get way more volatile as it goes higher. Like, once Mara gets into the 20s range, it starts, you can see here, it just starts moving up and down like $1 at a time. Like, look at this gap up. It gapped up from 19 to 22 and then ran to 25. Here it opened at 24, ran to 25.49. Then it dropped the next day from a high of 26 to 21. So you can see, like, anytime we start getting into the 20s range, the volatility from Mara becomes insane. That's why you want to buy it when it's under 20. When the volatility is, it's still volatile under 20 bucks. Like, it can move up and down a few dollars, or 80 cents to $1.20 at a time. But once it starts getting into the 20s, the volatility becomes like double that. Like, you start moving up and down $2 at a time, which is great if you bought under 20 because you're just sitting on the position. But you also don't want to get caught, right? If you get caught holding a bag up here and this thing starts tanking, when it tanks, it tanks. It'll drop like $2, $3 in a day. So overall, I'm still, like, you just don't want to bet against America. That's really what it comes down to. You just don't. So that's what I've learned. I learned a lot this year. These past 2 months, I've learned a lot. August and September tend to be just the worst times to be in my Discord because it's just quote unquote worst times because, again, they tend to be red months or sideways months for a lot of the stocks that we trade. But at the same time, we're also using those months to position ourselves so that when we do start running at the end of the year, we make a lot of money. That it's going to happen. So those of you more experienced, you know exactly. You've been there before. Because at the beginning of this year, it was pretty terrible, right? We just dropped here. Look at this. Look at this. Since January, we hit a high here in November 29, 2024 of 30. And since November, we dropped to a low of $10 where we bottomed out in April 4. So December, January, February, March, April, May. I mean, wow. It took a while for us to finally start making money when things started, recovering. So I don't expect us to, drop again like this. I think we're going to explode, go to 18, then 20. And once we get into the 20s, the volatility is going to be insane. We're going to go to 23, 25 in a hurry. So you kind of have to be careful with not being greedy. Trucker Jeff, he wants to be greedy. He wants to buy. He's buying here, but he wants to sell at exactly 20. I think he said 27. But I already told him, like, hey, I know you want to sell at 27 because you want to make as much as possible. But what if it touches 26.99? You don't hit the sell button because you wanted the extra penny. He wanted the 27 on the dot. And then it tanks like $3-4 back to like, 22. Because it can do that. Once it gets up there to 20s, the volatility is pretty crazy. Like here it hit a high of 30. And imagine being Trucker Jeff. Imagine being Trucker Jeff. You're so greedy. You want so much money. You want that extra penny, which is crazy when you think about it. He wants that. He wants to sell Mara stock at exactly 30.30. Imagine he sees it go to 30.28 and goes, nope, I want it to hit exactly 30.30. And then he checks on it later and it's down at 27.39. It's going to feel pretty bad because that's like dollars worth of dropping. So if you have like 750 shares, 1,000 shares, because a lot of people have like 500 plus shares, 800 shares, or they're trying to accumulate 1,000 shares of Mara stock. Every dollar that it goes down, that's $1,000 that you just didn't make, all because you wanted to penny pinch, because you wanted that extra penny from the stock. So I had to explain that to him because I've never met someone that wanted to sell. So I already told him the levels. I told you guys the levels for Mara. It's 18, 20, 25. Again, we get so volatile once you get into 20s. At 25, it comes fast, and 30. But it can also drop just as fast. So try not to be greedy, please. Like, from where it is right now to 25. I mean, if it goes back to 30, even better, 84% return. But if this goes to 25, you make your 50%. Which for those of you who I've seen your accounts, those of you who are putting like 10, 20, 30K in it, I mean, you're going to make, what, 15K, 10K, 5K? It depends on your account size. Because I know one guy, he bought like 30K worth. Like anytime I talk about a stock, he just throws like a third of his account into it. So he has like 100K to trade with, at least as far as I can tell. So he stands to make like 15K in 2 months of sitting back and waiting, because he already made money on this pump here. So let's say July, August, September, October. Yeah, so 3 months of waiting to make 15K, 20K, 10K. Again, depends on the account size. Smaller accounts are just not going to benefit as much. Yeah, the smaller the account, the worse it is. Because everybody wants to grow fast, right? Alright guys, that's it for this live stream. I just wanted to go till 9. On Friday, I'll be doing the podcast, I think, with Joey Shaw, and we'll be doing it live. That way people can ask questions. It'll be on a Friday. That way it's towards the end of the week, and we can really analyze, everything that all the moves that happened for the week, and see what's some good plays for, the rest of September, for the following week, all that. So we're gonna do that. And it'll be fun. He likes to joke around. I like to joke around. I don't think we want to be that serious of a podcast. There has to be some authenticity in terms of how we act. We can't just follow a structure. Anyways, I have 30K more at 16.85 by Parth. See what I mean? See what I mean, guys? I wasn't kidding. Like, there's people that are putting in, like, that's fine if you're putting in 30K and 10K in MSTR. So this guy bought, when MSTR and Mara go, you're going to make quite a bit of money. But yeah, Parth here on the right hand side in the chat, I don't know if anyone else can see it, but that's what I mean. Like, there's people that put in like 30, 50K. So when this thing does go back to 18, 20, 25, whenever they decide to sell, they're going to make like 10, 20K. And that's over the course of just sitting on your butt for 3 months, 20K. Those people that have to work quite a bit of hours, like 100, 300 hours, 500 hours to make that same 20K that you just made sitting there on a position. So, I don't know why people complain about, having to sit there on a position. That's really how you make the big bucks. I get that people want to make lots of money, every day. Every day I want to jump in and make 50% on a stock that's pumping. But, yeah, a Metro Boomin. Mara's getting ready to explode. Like, if it can finally break out of this range to the upside, we're hitting 18 quick. But let me just check something real quick before I go. Mara stock. I'm pretty sure there's just a lot of impatient people like, oh, my stock isn't moving. I don't understand. Like, I plan to buy more if it dips to 14, 15 Parth. Yeah, that's a good idea. I would wait for low 14s, high 13s. That's I've been telling people I haven't added much, really. I kind of really want to see if it's going to come down to low 13s. A lot of people in my Discord are also waiting for that. They're waiting to see if it comes down to low 13s so they can average down, because they don't want to buy up here. They already have a position up here, so. Let's see. So yeah, sentiment is very important. You can see Mara. Launchpad, it's long overdue in my opinion. So this guy just wants it to immediately skyrocket or grow. I don't even know anymore. Maybe it's a bot. Almost no Mara bulls left on X. Wants to just keep accumulating. Appears to be in accumulation range. I agree. Measured move target 22 to 27. I have to agree with that. Stop loss unnecessary for this kind of stock if you look at the higher time frames like the yearly. Reversal incoming. Look at this. Actually, a lot of bullish sentiment right now on Mara. Makes me, that's got to be a bot. Unless they bought calls, then maybe not. But I'm kind of doubting this. But maybe. I'd have to look into it. Constructive setup coming into next week, needs to follow through big spot. Yeah. So there's a lot of, this is why it's important to look at sentiment online, on social media, see what others are thinking. A lot of big accounts right now talking about Mara and how, this is a big, it's a big, it needs to follow through. If it follows through, we get the big breakout. Mara off to a good start. Just keep following Iran for now. It's on a heater. Yeah, if Iran keeps pumping, we might see, and Bitcoin as well, we will see like a big pump across all the Bitcoin miners. That's just how it is. It would just launch. Price targets of 2025. So a lot of people pretty much have the same exact thought process here. Let's see, Mara, $34 by October. I already made 40% on Mara this year, waiting for the 60%, and then another dip. That's literally, like I always tell people, all you need is one stock. Sometimes that's all you need. But too many people, they like to jump around like a bunny. I'm gonna buy this stock and that stock and that other stock, and oh my god, that one's running right now. Let me go chase IREN because it's up at $30. Woo! It's gonna go to 100. Like, all you need is one. So you're playing it right if you're just trading one. Literally, all you need is Mara. At that point, I think we have 0 losses on Mara and Nvidia in the Discord. I hate Mara with every fiber of my being, but the chart does look like it's going to rip to 300 at 300. That's an exaggeration. Yeah, CLSK. I'll look at CLSK. I keep forgetting that there's like other Bitcoin mining stocks. I bet you CLSK. How much you want to bet CLSK looks exactly like Mara right now? It looks exactly like it. Yeah. Look at that. Doesn't it look... If I overlay this... Where is it? Where's the overlay? Let me overlay Mara. And it looks literally... It's the exact same... Look, like... If someone asks me, hey, should I buy CLSK or buy Mara? It's like, at this point, it just comes down to preference. But I would also come down to... It would also come down to, it's patreon.com/shadesandtrades. It's not a free Discord. I tried running a free Discord. It just attracts trolls, people who are kind of broke, gamblers. It attracts like the worst of the worst. But yeah, patreon.com/shadesandtrades. Anyways, look at this. It's CLSK versus Mara. They look the exact same way. It would come down to the earnings. How well has CLSK performed on earnings? Who has the better earnings? Who's pivoting into AI? That it would come down to that. It would come down to the company, because they both just move the same. So, anyways, that's it. I will see you guys on Friday. I think this has been 2 test streams, and so far they do a good job. I have to look into my bit rate because I'm getting some warnings that my bit rate is a little too low. So I'll have to look into that. All right, guys. I'll see you in